your horror movie podcast.
All right, so last week I told you, Justin, that I had a story for you, right?
Oh, yeah, you did mention
So
that,
my fucking kid, bro, comes up to me and he's like, Dad, can you invite your friends over? And I'm like, yeah, because he wants everyone to sign his cast. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And he's like, the friend that mommy really likes. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, she watches him when he's got his shirt off and he's got like a six pack. And I'm like, I'm like, what? Are you telling me what I think you're telling me right now? Like, is mommy fucking cheating on me? And he goes, no, the one you do the podcast with that dances on the computer. He was talking about you.
Joe.
It's like, yes, I've been working so hard for that six pack for years.
Bro, it's the video where you were doing like the Motley Crue or the Red Hot Chili Peppers and you had to go answer the door.
Oh my God, yes,
dude.
Yeah, he was like, invite him over to sign my cast.
Oh my God.
Because Kristen thinks you're hilarious.
Oh my God, let's go.
All right.
Jesus.
Welcome in, Hack Stab Slash.
And I'm just a piece of shit. Right?
Yeah, my God,
you're a fucking Android Ruzy, you know.
Wait, were we just recording during that?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
we
our
were.
opening segment.
Oh, all right.
Fuck
So
me, right?
this week,
All right.
Hack Stab Slash, we're all gonna
All right,
fuck
Waterboy.
Waterboy sideways, 8 ways in every single hole.
Oh, I gotta pop
geez,
this.
just-
I gotta pop this shirt
Just,
off. Real
just like
fast.
Stephen
Hold
King
on.
did from fucking making this movie.
I'm gonna sit.
Wait, are you stripping?
Justin's got
Are
the
you-
cocaine sweats.
I just got
He's
out of the
about
woods.
to take off his shirt.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all them drugs. It looks like he's got a heat lamp behind him, making him sweat.
It's
Sweat,
Oof.
baby, sweat, baby. Sex is a sexy strap.
Strap me and you do the kind of
Oh
stuff.
shit.
All
All
right.
right. What is happening?
Waterboy, you want to tell us why you chose this movie and had you ever seen it before?
I have seen this movie. It's an insane movie. Sean sort of put this movie into my head a little bit.
I actually texted him right after we got done podcasting. I was like, can you please choose this?
And I was like, say no more, because this movie is some of the best cheese that money can buy, especially for the drugs that Stephen King did for filming this movie.
When I say this movie is so fucking bad, it's good. Bro, like, I got a feeling we all loved it. It's a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And,
So seems about right.
and honestly, seems probably about right.
Waterboy, what was your expectation rating on this rewatch?
Going into this with Stephen King on drugs, I was going to say it was a 6.5 out of 10 because of the insanity factor that he can bring.
All right, Justin, had you known nothing going into this, what were you expecting?
I was not expecting a lot because I know it wasn't a slasher movie. I knew it took place in the 80s, which is my favorite thing ever. But I just saw like big trucks and like Emilio Estevez. So honestly, like this one, I was expecting to be like a 4. Didn't have high hopes for this one.
All
Just don't
right,
like
very
trucks.
nice. I hadn't seen this movie in about 5 or 6 years, so on this rewatch, I was expecting about a 5 or a 6. All right, you guys want to jump right into this?
Yeah, I
Let's
feel like we
freaking
should just
do
like,
it.
let's just
Does
get going.
Start it up.
Justin
What's-
want to fucking
Dude.
start us off, dude?
Dude,
Yeah.
you want to start off fucking truck engines, bro?
Yeah,
All right,
let's
guys,
go.
let's get this flying
All
V
right.
in progress, and Coach Bombay can take it
Fucking
away.
Green Goblin, dude.
All right, so here we go. Maximum Overdrive.
He's
Yeah.
like, all right,
Let's
cocaine,
just-
explosion,
let's just-
trucks,
Yeah,
electronics, movie's
and
over.
here we go. That covers up the first 31 minutes. Who's going next, Sean?
All right, Sean.
I told you my notes go fast. No,
All
anyway,
right, so the next 30 minutes, we got a couple laps, and then we got a couple more explosions.
Dude,
A
it was
rocket launcher
NASCAR.
placed on a cock, some blood splatters, and then
Yo,
one
why
will
did
take
the
away.
truck just go around for like an hour?
Fucking NASCAR, dude.
Stop. All right, anyway, all right, let's get into this for real. So
Okay.
we got this ridiculous opening where it tells you on the screen that it's June 19th, 1987, and that the Earth passed into a tail of a rogue comet, and it will remain there for 8 days, 5 hours, 29 minutes, and 3 seconds. What? So
Exact,
specific.
precise
Dude,
timing.
that's
But
good science right
Boom,
there.
right into Wilmington, North Carolina, and we see a scene where Stephen King himself makes an appearance, and he's going to the bank machine, and the bank banner literally says "fuck you."
Asshole.
As he's at the machine, it's literally saying "asshole, asshole, asshole, asshole," and he literally
Hey,
says,
sugar bear!
"Yeah, honey, this machine just called me an asshole." Right away, before you can even react, all of a sudden, cue AC/DC's "Who Made Who," and I don't know what even goes on. We get the intro as AC/DC is blasting, and for the next 5 minutes, I think we're in a music video. We have We just see trucks. We see someone playing cards, and we see they're in a control panel room of a drawbridge. We see the control.
Did you catch that little foreshadowing right there? He's like, "Do you even know how to play this game? Why don't you make a draw?" And then the drawbridge goes up.
Dude, there was so many different lines like that throughout this movie that was so ridiculous. And out of nowhere, this drawbridge starts going up. And once again, we have AC/DC blasting. And for the next 3 minutes, we have slow motion falls into water. We have a watermelon truck spilling melons all over the place. We have an AC/DC van. We have an AC/DC van.
Rear axle on that truck fell off like it was held on by zip ties.
Ridiculous. At one point, we have like a Cheech and Chong looking people that literally say "far out, man." We have people just repeatedly smashing through windshields. A whole entire truck falls, and like I said, it's like slow motion falls. Unbelievable.
The slow-mo guy fall off the motorcycle.
Dude,
acting like he died or something.
Unbelievable slow motion falls.
Oh, good.
And then also we instantly get a cutscene to the Happy Toys green goblin truck pulling into a gas station that has like a diner.
Just real quick, Justin, do you feel like you could have put your parking brake on that drawbridge and been completely fine?
Yeah, like, dude, I feel like they were a little like
it's like a 30-degree angle.
Well,
like,
he's got a Ford Fusion, so I don't know.
It goes that high.
But yeah, they acted so ridiculous. Like maybe to stop and just run out, but everyone was just still like driving and trying to like
stay in your car and don't panic.
Maybe don't panic.
The guy who had an excuse to fall down was the dude on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
If there's a car in front of you or on top of you that you think might crush, maybe just get out of your car and just run. Like you could have done it. Like they definitely. I mean, you had to deal with like the watermelons flying everywhere. So there was a few obstacles, but I feel like you'd bust a few parkour moves and do it.
No, they're not seedless.
Ridiculous.
Was that organic?
But anyway, so now we are at the diner and truck stop, which you can actually, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see right behind Sean. And we find out right away, we see that the radio isn't working. We see the pinball machines are going off. There is cigarettes shooting out of this place. There is packs going everywhere. And we see one guy trying to get some diesel, and the diesel he's looking at just cuts out and it shoots him in the eye. We meet Bill.
Just real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to one of my favorite podcasts. It's called the Don't Go Out There podcast. And when they were doing a recap of this exact scene, I was listening to it before we started ours. He calls this scene Bukkake by Diesel. Oh. I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, that's a good one. You never want to aim for the eyes, man.
Yeah. We're just gonna move this right along, and we meet Bill, who's we see him. He's a cook at the diner, and he's on parole, and he's talking to one of the girls there. When like the carving knife, what was that? Like a carving knife?
Yeah, that was like a turkey cover. That was an electric turkey cover.
Yeah, there was an electric turkey cover that just turned on and started slicing her arm. And then it falls on the ground. She's blood everywhere. This thing falls on the ground and it starts sawing into her foot. Bill, who turns into the hero, grabs a hammer and he starts smashing the shit out of this thing with a hammer. And this thing's moving so fast. We see in the next room also and more. We see all the video games now. We see the guy that's in there. He gets electrocuted to death by the video game. So things are going absolute haywire. We're going to cut right to a baseball scene now. All of a sudden, now we see there's a little kid's baseball game going on. And they're wrapping up the game. The coach is all
soda's on me, boys.
I got to say, that coach got canned.
Yeah. Oh, everyone gets soda. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, what am I even watching? This dude goes to get the soda and he gets shot in the stomach with a soda can. Makes a ridiculous
No, he got it in the balls.
And
he got it in the balls.
And then he gets shot right in the friggin' head and like falls down. And as like the whole team's running now for their life, this thing is firing soda cans and it hits like 3 or 4 kids and like takes them out. Like bodies are friggin' falling. This kid's got a catcher's mask on as he's climbing army style, like crawling to the ground to check on the coach, who's literally, you see it indented in his head and blood everywhere.
Just bleeding profusely.
Who dies?
I don't even know why he's mad. He just saved so much money buying all those sodas for the team.
He did.
And then out of nowhere, like just you're like, you can't even process what you just saw when all of a sudden out of friggin' left field, literally out of left field, a steamroller, a rogue steam wheeler flies through the fence, and it just like it plows over a kid. And I was not prepared for that.
Can I give you a fun fact real quick?
Oh my god!
This scene,
I had it, but you can say it.
Oh, this scene, they were supposed to use like a big blood bag. And Stephen King wanted it to run over the blood bag. And then he wanted to like imprint a smear of a kid and just paint the same thing over and over all over this field from this steamroller just going over it. I wish it would have happened, but they cut it because the blood bag exploded and it was way too gory. And whoever was rating this movie was like, nope, take it out. So we missed out on some really good gore right there.
Oh man,
they took that out.
Dude, this movie's killing kids like freaking. It's
Dude,
Pet Cemetery.
I was not prepared for that scene. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, anyway, so we have two driving now, which is Bert and the Bible salesman. And the radio is basically telling them to get off the highway ASAP. And once again, luckily, they're right there at the diner and gas station. So they pull in right there. And as the guy's getting out, we see Green Goblin truck still parked there. And now all of a sudden, this thing just goes in reverse and starts flying and driving by itself. Everyone gets freaked out right there. We get another cutscene now. We meet the couple that just get married. And once again, they need to pull over for gas, and they see a dead guy. They get freaked out. They go over to see that he's dead, and before they can even do anything, a tow truck goes rogue.
Dude,
and a
tow truck starting sounded like an impact like socket gun. It did not sound like a truck trying to start up.
No,
like when I was rewatching this, I was like, "What the fuck is that noise?"
I had no
clue. Sound for this.
You see the tow truck flying out, and the tow truck almost kills the guy. They jump in. They drive away, and now we get back, and we see they're back at the gas station, and Bill is checking out the Green Goblin. And how weird was this? He was like in the front seat, and there was like a little Jack in the Box. He was like looking to see if anyone's in there. There was like a little random Jack in the Box that like a little Green Goblin guy popped out. Like, what the hell was that? That was so freaking weird.
It is a toy truck.
Yeah, good point. But then we see Bill. He's flirting with the girl Brett. And as he's flirting with her behind the truck, we see the truck is literally like adjusting its own mirrors and like turning itself on and like watching him. So we see the truck is alive. We cut back to Baseball Kid now, one of the kids who actually did survive that and drive away on his bike. He is riding home. Really cool scene because as he's riding home, you see like all like the sprinklers are turning on, and you just see
what are the sprinklers going to do to him?
Yeah, right.
What are they going to do? Are they going to wet him?
It's crazy. And then you hear on the radio how the machines have all gone on a homicidal rampage, and it's pretty crazy on his drive home because you see like poor dog, you see a dead dog, you see my favorite though, you see so many different dead people, but was the woman that fell out of like the top story. She was hanging out the top story because her hair dryer like strangled her to death.
My favorite was the death by stereo. The guy died because his headphones were too loud.
The headphone, there was so many cool kills right there. And then we see a rogue ice cream truck flying through. We see the kid hide, and we see like a bloody lawnmower. And as he's getting ready to leave, this bloody lawnmower turns on and starts chasing him, and he drives away right into Sean's turn.
All right. So like I said, insert this creepy music and a bloody lawnmower man scene, and Deke's on the run again. After getting some of his vision back, though, Duncan, he wants to go look for his boy, and he ain't taking no for an answer. The group tries to talk him out of it, but he's a father, and fathers are going to do anything to protect their kids. Bubba comes outside, and being a giant piece of shit he is, tells him, if you gotta get out of here, you ain't going to punch out before you leave. Don't bother coming back. Duncan tells him, take this job and shove it, you fat fuck. Unfortunately, though, Duncan is walking away. He drops his keys, and then he gets obliterated by this giant red trash truck going maybe like, I don't know, fucking 10, 15 miles an hour max.
Yeah.
Just blood splat everywhere. I don't know.
Bad luck.
Duncan was just ready to go. That guy was like caught his cheese with the,
Yep.
He hit like a button. You know, you press the button and it blows up. That's what must have happened. Yeah.
What the hell was that? Really? That was I thought we had sound effects.
I did too. I was like, we got a sound.
That was incredible. Yeah. I'm like, how did he hit it so fast?
Oh my god.
But back inside now, and our Bible thumping salesman has the pitch of a lifetime with a side of potato salad. The Red Rocket though obliterates a man, and just like that,
you really just say Red Rocket.
So just like that, the Red Rocket who obliterated Duncan, who was just trying to look for his boy, takes out the salesman's car. And this guy goes from selling a Bible to going, son of a bitch, get out of my way, bitch.
1 second. There's an ice cream truck. There's an ice cream truck outside right now.
Is there really? You better make sure to kill your
check
kids.
to make sure someone's driving it.
Make sure your kids are good.
I just started hearing it.
But all right. So he runs outside to challenge whoever is driving that truck. But the Happy Toys truck also decides to like back that ass up. You know what I'm saying? It just boop, boop, starts backing it up, and he bumps him into, like he booty bumps him into a ditch. and he takes them right out of his shoes. Did you guys see that?
Dude, his shoes. This thing literally went like, it just
it was a love tap, bro.
Dude, it was a hip check. That was a hockey hip check. It just like bumped him and he's like went flying into a ditch.
Yeah, he went flying 30 feet into a drainage ditch out of his shoes. They emphasize these shoes so much because later on when they're doing when they're driving in circles, they zoom in on the shoes and they're just running them over.
I saw that. I'm like, what the hell?
I was like, when the truck went back forward and you saw the blood on the truck, I'm like, no way.
Yeah, no. So our newlywed couple shows up, Curtis and Connie, and they're traveling on the highway just looking for signs of life. And they almost get T-boned by another big rig. Curtis literally says, I just loaded my pants. And for those who don't understand that, he's telling his wife, I just shit myself. As they narrowly escape this big red meanie. When they're in this chase scene, he like dodges him at the exit, and this truck drives off again at like 15 to 20 miles an hour, drives off into another drainage ditch that's maybe only about 20 feet deep, but it explodes before it even comes off the highway.
I was like, what? Was it already on fire?
Was it on fire when it did this? Did it have gasoline like all over it? Was it carrying explosives? Like what the fuck?
Can I just say something too? What I noticed in this movie, like I never pay attention to explosions or never thought like, oh, that's a bad explosion. There was a few explosions in this movie where I noticed like that was the worst explosions I've ever seen in like movie history. Some of them, I'm like that. Just
I'm pretty sure Stephen King was just like, blow it up.
Sounds good. Looks good.
Like you said, some of the shit was going so slow and it just looked bad on film.
Oh man.
All right. So our newlywed couple, after dodging this whole scene, they make it to the truck stop to try and call the police. Curtis wants to shoot the gap, but Connie wants nothing to do with it because she's got to go take a pee break. Everyone in the diner heads to the window to watch this carnage happen, calling them crazy for even trying this. Curtis puts the pedal to the metal and shoots the gap, but comes up short and gets tagged right in the ass by a semi. This car flips over and they get everyone out and they make it to the diner despite Connie's bitching. I cannot stand Connie.
And her voice.
Her voice is driving me fucking nuts.
Dude, the acting between them two, I was just like, oh my god, like who wrote this dialogue? Like they had like the worst they had the worst chemistry. They were so annoying.
Like when they're at the gas station, Justin, when you were covering those parts and they get out to look at the dead bodies, I understand they're newlyweds, but she gets out and she's holding the cake topper. Still.
Yeah.
Did they get the same person from the Poltergeist for this? Like the old lady? Or to voice her or something?
I don't know. She's actually the voice of one of the Simpsons characters.
I was gonna say, you guys know who that is,
Lisa
right?
Simpson.
That's Lisa Simpson. As soon as I saw the name, I didn't know what one. I knew right away. I'm like, holy crap, that's a Simpsons person. I had to look it up who it was.
All right, dude. So besides Connie's bitching, I have zero fucking idea what Bubba says through this whole movie. But for some reason, he possesses like a rocket launcher. Now he's got it in his crotch.
What?
After he shoots it, Billy goes, "Hey, where'd you get that?" And he goes, mind your business. I guess I got it in my Christmas stocking. Yeah, only in the South could you get military grade weaponry for Christmas.
Oh my god, dude.
Back to the trucks now as they form a conga line to just run circles around this fucking Dixie boy. Billy and Brett start flirting, and she puts a razor into her boot. And then she drops the name of this movie. Did you guys get hyped at that point when she was like, it's like these trucks are in maximum overdrive? Unreal. It felt forced, but I was happy with it.
It felt so forced, but I liked it.
Very forced.
Billy then asks, he goes, if I put my arm around you, are you going to stab me with that? She goes, well, you really don't stab. It's more of a, I slice you. I cut your throat. And she says no. And then Billy puts his arm around her and she starts to cry a little bit and they hug. It's very, very touching, very emotional.
Hold on really quick. So that, once again, her acting like between, like she was like all like talking to him and then out of nowhere, she was just like, it was the most awkward crying. She was just like, I'm so scared.
Dude, or the first interaction when they're in the parking lot and they're looking at each other and she goes, you're kind of cute. He goes, oh, really? She goes, not that cute. He goes, I'll grow on you.
Like some of the acting was so friggin'
dude.
funny. Oh my god!
So the baseball boy now has to outrun the steamroller and lawnmowers, and he's dodging airplanes. This kid is fucking amazing. He's the best character in this movie, just for the fact that he can single-handedly avoid all of this stuff, but every adult and child around him is dead.
Dead.
All right, so we get some casual conversation in the men's room, full of flatulence and gun talk. This is like just right up Justin's alley. He loves doing this stuff.
He loves bathroom talk.
Whoa.
Joey gives in though as he's shitting his pants and says Bubba has everything in the basement. So Brett and Billy go downstairs to see what he's got, and what he's got is a fucking arsenal. Of weaponry in this basement. He has got more. He has got.
That's the military.
Yeah, it's a military barracks. Like they must be running experiments underneath this thing. And Billy just says he's got to be a gun runner. Like no way he's not. But Bubba shows up, and again, I can't understand a word this guy's saying. He's saying some stupid ass gibberish and mumbling some stuff. But he tries to paint Billy as like a bad boy, and like he's just a real piece of shit, and he's on parole from jail. But guess what, Billy? Brett likes bad boys, and you, Billy, are a bad boy. So Brett's gonna bang you. Yeah, your ass is grass. Ass in the grass. Grass is ass. Is grass. Goddamn you, Joey. I keep an eye on them keys. I have that's basically what Bubba says. Either one of you know what he's saying at all?
Something that damn you get out of here.
Yeah, that's exactly like I put on closed captions, Waterboy, and one of the lines is ass is grass is ass goddamn. What the fuck is that?
Justin, what you think about that thing right there?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, the grass ass thing. I don't know what was happening.
The grass ass and get put behind them keys, boy.
The guy, he sounded like such an asshole the whole time.
He sounded like Boomhauer,
but yeah, he was such like a terrible person.
Boy, I tell you what.
So we get another cutscene and we see Baseball Boy. He's hiding now, just as the sun goes down. But the sun isn't the only thing that's going down tonight, boys. If you know what I'm saying. We get a cutscene back to Brett and Billy in bed, talking about how the comet must be the cause of all this. Now, I gotta say, dude, she has either really in love with him or just has no morals. Because this dude is wearing bloody ass clothes. He's been sweating for days. This is a twin size bed with no sheets in a fucking trucker's gas station with Playboy or Penthouse pinups all over the side of it. So you know them dudes have been beating their fucking meat in there.
Whoa.
Like
this is you just got way too in depth in this.
Oh, 100%. Could you imagine that shower that went through? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Dude, she's in the bathroom changing barefoot. Like, you know, there's got to be hepatitis, HPV, ADHD, fucking like all that shit.
ADHD?
Yeah, that's what this is called.
Oh, shit, dirty showers? Is that what? Damn that?
Goddamn deers. That deer shit and go home, make a sandwich. Give me that goddamn Lyme disease.
Lyme disease.
For anyone who doesn't know, that comes from Slither. So nothing like a little late night bump and grind, followed with some snacks to get the juices flowing. So they hatch a plan to go to an island called Haven, where there is absolutely no automobiles allowed. So they're going to take a sailboat to get there. Wanda June now runs outside with the infamous, "We made you! Why did you understand? We made you!" scene.
Unreal.
And they pull her back in, and the trucks like line up, and they start beeping and flashing their lights like they want more, like they want an encore. Like,
encore!
Yeah, we want some more. Come on back. The group is in the diner now, and they're trying to wait it out because they think they're going to run out of gas. And then they hear crying coming from outside. This did not sound like a fucking man at all. This sounded like a dying animal in the woods, like pleading for help. And it turns out, dude, it's the Bible salesman, and he's still alive. Clearly, dude, that fucking truck was doing 5 miles an hour. The worst it could have done was broke your damn nose.
Right? I say he should.
You were running away from it. So if y'all at least running at 2.5 miles an hour and this truck is backing up at 5 miles an hour, that cost of impact is roughly 2.5 miles an hour.
The worst part of that whole scene, the worst part of that whole scene of him getting hit a while ago, he ran straight where the truck was backing up.
Yeah, all you got to do is dip and dodge. You ain't never dodged a wrench in your life. What the fuck?
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
But Billy says he knows a way how to save him. And he points to the showers across the parking lot. They're going to use the shower drains now to go get him. Connie threatens Curtis and then finally gives in and gives Curtis a kiss goodbye, saying, "Don't you make me a widow on my wedding night." Bubba says, "You boys are about as crazy as a couple of rats in a plugged up shit house." I had to go back, turn on captions again to figure out what the fuck this dude was saying.
I was going to say, that's the first I didn't even know you said that.
Yeah. To which Coach Bombay responds with, "You, sir, are without a doubt one of the biggest fuckheads I've ever met in my life. Now watch this as we perform a flying V through this shit-infested rat hole, and we're going to crawl through it." Sorry. I felt the need to reiterate that small scene of
Yes.
insane dialogue. All right, guys, cue some sweet ACD music and some shit sifting to save the Man mission. The salesman latches onto Deke. We get a cutscene. He latches onto him, and he sounds possessed. And he starts demanding, "You save me, boy. I swear by God, Jesus, I'll kill you.
Kill you."
And this kid is like, "How, bro? You're fucking heavy. I'm a child. Like, what do you want me to do?" He dies, and then Billy and Curtis see that it's Deke, and they save him instead. And then they start backtracking to the showers where they don't shower off any shitty water at all. Like, you would think when they get back to the showers, they would just shower. No,
it's
they
like
decided to stay. Yeah, dude, they wanted to stay Covenant shit to pawn it off to Waterboy and have him finish this off.
Yes. Have you seen you've seen that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Predator, right? Where he like smears the mud all over him so that they can't see him. I think that might work for the trucks. I think that's why they were doing it. Yeah.
What does it do? I mean, they don't respond to smell. They don't respond to like heat signature. They just see you. What does shit do though? That's not a heat signature blocker.
Yeah, dude, have you ever spread shit on yourself, Sean?
Yeah, but it's incredibly watery. This is getting out of control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Justin, no kink shaming.
Hey. All right. Hey.
I thought you said mud for a second.
My God.
I was going to be like, you ain't never made a mud pie as a kid? You ain't never played that?
You never picked those mushrooms, Justin? All right.
It's just, what is happening? We've lost the plot.
Right. Back at the station.
There's a plot in this movie?
Dude, the trucks now have been driving. We're an hour into this movie, and the trucks are still in a Congo line, just driving in circles.
It's
Justin,
the Coca-Cola 600.
If you rewatch this movie, there's literally three lines of dialogue in this entire movie that sum up the whole fucking plot.
Dialogues.
Yeah. I got you for 3 dialogue lines, brother.
So terrible.
And they all involve a comet and some shit.
Oh. What's up with Stephen King and comets, man? He was covered in a comet for Creep Show. Like, come on, man.
Crazy.
All right, Water, let's go.
Back at the station. Bill fires the launcher at one of the trucks, taking another one out. Unfortunately, Deke finds out that his dad is dead via Bubba being an unemotional asshole. Morning comes and we see 2 new additions heading away, a bulldozer and a military vehicle equipped with a chain gun. The dozer starts pushing away the wreckage from the night before. I guess it hates messes. And then pushing Bubba's car into the station. Bubba shoots the launcher at the dozer, and the chain gun immediately lights his ass up, along with shooting up the entire station. Wanda's
kill
crazy
off all unnecessary characters, exploding ketchup packets everywhere.
Everywhere. Wanda's crazy ass goes out there and starts screaming with the launcher that we made you again, and she gets lit up as well, finally.
This little truck was like, shut the fuck up.
Come on, Jesus.
You didn't make me some genius at the military compound. Right? Put 2 axles on a 2x4 together.
Come on. We then start to hear the horns going off, and Deke tells everybody that it's Morse code and writes it down that the trucks want fuel and they will let them live. And if they don't, they'll die. Hell's Bells starts playing as trucks line up to get gas coming from far, and a whole day of nothing but filling up tanks with everybody completely exhausted.
I love how they act like they're fucking exhausted from pumping all this gas. We see multiple times that these gas pumps have that auto lock. Pull the handle and that little flap flicks it. So all you have to do is flex the handle and then go sit down.
It's very hot, and you're not supposed to leave the vehicle when you're pumping.
It was 100 degrees. It was 100 degrees. We saw that. They zoomed in on it.
You live in the South. You should be used to this shit.
Nope.
Do you ever get used to 100 degrees?
Never.
Yeah. All the time, bro. I just sweat and then I pass out.
Oh, dude. Yeah. As long as you get done at 8, you're good.
Yeah.
Gas runs out, and then a gas truck pulls up, pushing him over so he can fill up the main station tanks. Bill takes out a grenade and has the plan to rid of the military vehicle, and he throws it and makes a run for it, blowing up, making sure to put his ass up in the air after. They all make their way out the pipe.
Why did you emphasize that?
I just had to do that because
I just had to make sure everyone at home knew that he stuck his ass up in the air when this was all done.
He did. That's what they were talking about. They all make their way out the pipe while the trucks are all pissed and ramming through the station, tearing everything apart. and with a final big, awesome explosion from a gas truck going off. The group heads on foot to the marina for Bill's plane on the sailboat with no motor, but they're being trailed by the Green Goblin. And for his dad, Deke lights up a random sign because why not? Ice cream truck is heard coming down the road with Curtis lighting it up, and somehow the truck exploded and went 10 feet in the air and flipped over.
Have you never played Twisted Metal?
Yeah, that was definitely. Brad spots a huge diamond ring from a dead lady, and then the Green Goblin doesn't like people that steal, and he runs his ass over, with Bill coming out and blowing the Green Goblin up while they randomly just sail off in the sunset. We get the last 2 days later of a large UFO was destroyed in a space by Russian weather satellite, which happened to be equipped with a laser cannon and a Class 5 nuclear missiles. Dude. 6 days later, the Earth passed beyond the tail as predicted, and then the credits. So this is very, very eventful final scene of the explosion of the Green Goblin that they could have done like real earlier.
Yeah, that rocket launcher and just been fine.
How did that end like that? Like they just wrapped this movie up so fast.
They're petrified of that little fucking military thing with the 50 cal on top. That thing just sprayed at least 75% of its bullets.
Yeah.
All you got to do is dodge the other 25, and that thing is useless. But no, Emilio Estevez goes, what's to stop that one from radioing to the military base and having them drop a whole ton of napalm on us?
You never know, dude.
So ridiculous.
Like, let them run out of gas, go hide in the basement, and then call it a day.
That's it. It's done. Done deal. Come on.
Nope. We need cocaine and explosions.
Yes.
All right, Waterboy, give us your rating.
I'm going to give this a 4.3 out of 10. Mainly because of the cheese, and I don't think Stephen King really wanted this to be a great movie, or maybe he did and just didn't know it because of all the drugs he was on at the time.
You could ask him today why he hates Maximum Overdrive, and I quote, his response would be, just watch Maximum Overdrive and you'll know why I hate it.
Chef's kiss.
Mwah.
But yeah, this movie was a complete and utter garbage cheese, which is still worth the watch to this
garbage
day, of course.
Cheese.
Garbage cheese.
Oh man,
it's nothing but Famunda cheese for Waterboy.
Nothing but Famunda. After walking 14 miles and not taking a shower for an entire week, that's the kind of cheese this movie brings to the table. You don't want to smell it, but you can definitely watch it, I guess.
Yikes!
Justin, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You go. I want to hear you.
All right, dude. So if I'm rating this movie based off a story, plot line, character development, all that stuff, I'll give that shit a fucking 1. If I'm basing this off the fun factor and the laughs that come with this movie and just how wild it is, and if you don't take it serious, it's a blast, I'm going to give this shit a 8.1. Now, if you add those together, in my math and Bubba Hotep's math, I'm going to give this, based on the fun factor, a 6.9 because 69 is kind of funny.
Well,
it is pretty fun. I can't agree.
But it's so bad. It's good. It's just, you got to watch it.
Definitely have to watch it.
You just got to watch it. It is not a good movie, but it's a good movie.
Yep.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It is. No, my thoughts are so much fun. Holy crap, I freaking loved it. It was just so comforting and stupid. That's the perfect description. It was so it's one of those dumb movies that now that I've seen it once, but I actually paid attention. Like, this would be a fun movie just to have on in the background and it just be so much fun to laugh at. I give this a 7.2. And once again, the same thing. I've mentioned it tons of times before. I'm just literally going on the fun factor because obviously, was it a good movie? No, it's not a good movie. Like, there was so much terrible stuff wrong with it. But did I love it and have so much fun with it? Also, yes. Yep. I give it a 7.2. It was so much fun. Loved it.
Bro, you should have heard my 2 kids. Just for everyone at home, they're 4 and 6 years old right now, watching this with me, going, "Oh man, what?"
Yeah, so much.
Like, just nonstop through the whole thing.
It was awesome.
All right, you guys got any fun facts?
What about you? Got some?
I do not have any fun facts.
I am severely disappointed in you. This was your movie. The fun facts are your responsibility.
Wow, that is
Shame
kind
on
of
you.
your responsibility.
Shame on you.
I was.
That is
Just shame.
If
I could take away your energy drinks for an entire week as discipline, I would.
Which you should not be drinking at almost 8 p.m. Should not be drinking at fucking 8 p.m. We're just gonna throw that in there too.
It's 7:46. I've got 14 minutes to finish this.
This all right. I'm not even gonna go on my caffeine rant at night because I obviously love caffeine, but you shouldn't be drinking at 8 p.m. But anyway.
Why?
Justin, you got some fun facts other than Waterboy's kidneys?
Can I get any caffeine fun facts?
Steven, I do. Like, no, don't give me. I'm not going on another fucking rant at night. And I love caffeine. I'm very pro caffeine, but you shouldn't be drinking it at night. You're gonna be up all fucking night now, and then you're gonna be, oh my god, woe is me! I have anxiety. How come I can't sleep?
Woe is me!
Why am I so tired? Why do I have sleep apnea?
I don't know why. Like, oh my god, people, I just can't sleep. Like, you fucking idiot. All right. Well, sorry.
There he is.
All right. Back to the fun
Maximum
facts.
Overdrive.
All right. The fun facts here is Stephen King got so bummed out because he wanted Bruce Springsteen to be Bill so bad. He literally told the guy producer, get me Bruce Springsteen. I need to direct Bruce Springsteen. And when he couldn't get Bruce Springsteen to be Bill, the guy said, we're going to get Martin Sheen's son, Emilio Estevez. And he was extremely bummed out, and that made him care not as much about the movie.
Oh my God, this just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Do you think Emilio Estevez, he's the son of Martin Sheen?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think that like the Sheens were Stephen King's cocaine hookup for this whole movie?
Oh my God, there we go.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, because Charlie Sheen, the cocaine and the hookers.
Yeah, and think
about how that goes.
Pickens,
he was so animate he wanted to direct Bruce Springsteen. So maybe if he got the boss, like this would have been a more serious movie, and he would have.
But instead he got Coach Bombay.
He got him, and he was like, "Fuck this! Give me all the cocaine. I don't care about this movie anymore." This movie was inspired by the short story Trucks, which appeared in his Night Shift short story collection. Stephen King loved AC/DC, and it was his choice to have AC/DC do the movie. He talked them and won them over by actually playing one of their songs in whole, and they're like, "Yep, you got us."
Did you know if you watch this movie before their album came out, all these songs are on that album. It was like a pre-release, like a teaser.
Yeah. Which is crazy too, because so I don't know how I'm this old and just found this out, because my dad had records when I was a kid, and I loved this album. It was my favorite AC/DC album, and Who Made Who is my favorite AC/DC song. It never gets old. I didn't even realize this song was this album was like a mashup of songs, and some of them were unreleased, being released earlier, and they just made this for like the soundtrack. Like there's only like 2 new songs on that album. I always thought it was like a regular album, because I mean I've been listening to that album since I was a kid. So obviously when I'm a kid, I don't know what the hell this like. I just could not believe like that AC/DC album was made for this. Crazy.
I thought this movie was made for the AC/DC album.
Vice versa, it all works.
What else do I got? I got the Green Goblin head, was obviously from Spider-Man. We got that Stephen King called this a moron movie. Yeardley Smith, who's Lisa Simpson, she said she's extremely embarrassed by this movie and she cannot watch herself in this movie.
Even though there's an episode of The Simpsons called Maximum Homer Drive,
which is incredible. That was my next thing I was about to read right here. The Simpsons version, how Yeardley sees Lisa. And then Waterboy didn't even do his own research for his own movie for that, but I came prepared, and I still got I even got my Halloween references.
Let's go!
This one was kind of This one was kind of easy because I don't know if anyone watched the trailer. Did anyone watch the trailer of this movie and recognize the song? So the trailer played the Halloween 3 song. Obviously, one of the songs for Halloween 3 is literally the trailer. They used that. And also, it's because of, let me see how to say his name right. This guy's a legend. He's a producer. Dino De Laurentiis. Definitely not De Lorenzo. It's definitely De Laurentiis. But
my bad.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's not Lorenzo. He actually executive produced Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, and even more tie-ins. We'll go into depth in this. So he had the Halloween 3 song be in the trailer, and Stephen King helped out Evil Dead. I don't know if you guys, did you see the Evil Dead fact? He loved Evil Dead so much, and Sam Raimi was having a hard time making Evil Dead 2. And Stephen King wouldn't stop talking about it. And he actually talked to Dino De Laurentiis about that. And Dino De Laurentiis, after this, helped Sam Raimi make Evil Dead 2.
One of the greatest installments in that franchise.
And he also went to produce Army of Darkness. So that also helped because Stephen King worked with him on this movie. So Stephen King didn't even work with Dino on this. Who knows how Evil Dead 2 would have turned out? So that's the second tie-in for everyone. And boom, that's all I got.
Hell yeah.
You want to tie in more horror legends? There is a whole conspiracy theory out there that George A. Romero actually ghost wrote this entire script because Stephen King was so coked out of his mind he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, it wasn't that he wrote the script though. It was right that he was helped directed it because he said he was on the set. But that is true because they said he was on the set almost like every single day. And Stephen King did seek treatment in part of this too. Like there was times where he literally had to seek treatment and stuff because of all the cocaine. Yeah,
there's actually a quote. Stephen King later admitted that he was coked out of his mind during production and often didn't know what he was doing. He remarked that he'd like to try directing sober someday.
So this movie and him had something in common. They were both off the rails.
Exactly. On July 31st, 1985, while shooting in a suburb of Wilmington, North Carolina, a radio-controlled lawnmower went out of control and struck a block of wood used as a camera support, shooting out wood splinters. Director of photography Armando, I'm not even going to try to say his last name, Nannuzzi, lost his right eye. Nannuzzi sued Stephen King on February 18th, 1987 for $18 million in damages, but they settled out of court.
Shit.
Saw that. That sucks.
Like I said earlier, when Stephen King asked why he hasn't directed since this movie, Stephen King's often responded with, just watch Maximum Overdrive.
He literally said there was times he didn't know where to shoot, put the camera, like what to shoot, like didn't know where to put stuff in.
Yeah, it was bad. The Dixie Boy truck stop was a set constructed 10 miles outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. It was so convincing, though, that several truckers tried to stop in. Eventually, the producers put announcements in local newspapers saying that the Dixie Boy was just a movie set. In the game room of the Dixie Boy truck stop, they had a Bally Knight Rider pinball game, a Williams Pokerino, and a few other games. A Cinematronic Star Castle, an Atari Tempest Cocktail, and a Konami Time Pilot 84, and a Stern cabinet. Fairly early on in the movie.
What the fuck?
I butchered that.
He's like stroked out.
The Knight Rider playfield glass smashes itself, and very late in the movie, for a split second, you can see the games being plowed into by the semi-truck, which is fun because they bring those games back. When the green goblin truck is seen filling up at the Dixie Boy truck stop, diesel fuel is a whopping $1.08 a gallon.
Let's go.
Mike Lundstedt would have a field day with that.
Oh my
place.
gosh.
And that's all my fun facts, boys.
Boom.
All right, like, share, subscribe, fucking dude. Give us a fucking rating and a review on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, dude. I'm going to go ahead and call my co-host out right now. I'm going to say neither one of them has left us a 5-star rating on any podcast platform.
Wait, I don't rate myself. Like, who does that?
You didn't have spooster ratings. What are you doing? Come on, let's go.
Justin likes his own stuff.
I don't like my own
Justin
stuff.
Doesn't even listen to this.
You don't like your stuff, dude?
Dude, Sean, a lot
should
of
we do the
like
stuff next?
We should
by
totally do
accident. I always think I'm on my personal account.
No, let's not do the stuff yet. I think you nudged someone the other day too by accident.
Dude, I swear to God, I'll send them a message like, my bad. I was literally scrolling and I said nudge when I flicked. My bad.
I literally saw another email. I meant to ask you about that like 5 days ago. I'm like, oh no, it's always like some random girl. Like,
shit happens, dude.
I always
scroll through to see like, you know how it says like follow back, like all that shit. I'm scrolling it and then it like hits the nudges, and when I go to like swipe over or something, I'm like, what the fuck? Because then you can't unnudge.
I hate it when that happens.
They need to make an unnudger. Unnudge. You gotta be able to.
You need to make TikTok if you're listening. Make an unnudge button.
Unnudger.
Yeah. Some people have chubby fingers, like Sean. You do a finger workout.
I know, dude. Too many fucking nutter butters.
You just call his fingers fat, dude?
No, they're fudgies. Fudgy wudgies.
The fudgies. Like
fudgy wudgy had a bear. Fudgy wudgy had no hair. Hack step slash. We out of here. I'm happy. Let's stabby this guy down here.
Look at this hands.
Who's this guy down here? Say it.
Stop doing that. No, what? Stop. End it. Cut it.
I'm hacky. That's stabby.
Peace. Later.
What are your
He's
names?
not even just Justin anymore.
What is your
Let's go.
name?
Sorry, I'm just Justin. I'm out.
Fucking
Say your
Christ.
name.
Over.